Straight here. And you're going to parry right here. So everybody see what I did? So real slow. She comes in. Right. We parry. We block. Okay. Let's do that with me. Everybody in the air. Okay. The person stepping in, you're going to step in. You're going to do a left parry, right parry, and then the hammer fist to the ribs. Let's do that again. All right, parry, parry, and hammer fist to the rib. Now, don't overextend yourself. Don't do this, because what we're trying to do now, we talked about short, long-term weapons, right, and how you use them, right? The thing is, you never want to reach for something, right? So if she throws a punch, I'm not going to do that. So what you have to start practicing in your techniques, if Katie was going to hit me, right, she'd have to be this close, right? So when she throws the punch, I need to be this close, almost toe-to-toe. If you don't, a lot of your techniques will not work, because everything is in Kenpo is set up kind of like a game of pool, where you hit the first target here that puts the second target in position, right? So a tip for when you're practicing, because I said we were going to work on like technique performance. When you go to do like a punch or something, first step in, will they actually touch you? Because if you get into the mindset where it's going there or it's going over here, you're not really learning the Kenpo. And what's going to happen is you're going to get punched because you're going to think, well, they're never going to hit me, and then all of a sudden you get hit. Okay? So when you practice, you go slow. Everybody likes to move real fast, and that's cool and stuff. But it would be like playing the piano with no technique, and all you got is this like banging around, and your fingers are flying all over the place, but there's no purpose for it. So the same thing in Kenpo. So if the punch is coming in, you need, see, I need that right here, because look where this is position. Now when I hit, my body weight, when I settle in, my body weight, I can break the ribs right here. Right? So if I hit with something else, right, you can begin to move from a very basic position like this into something like this, right? Right? Very simple. You can do that. But if I'm out here, what am I going to do? All my targets from this point are too far away. I'm going to get hit. There's no positional checking. I'm not using my knees. There's no leverage. Okay? So when you do this very slow. The punch will come in. So you're going to step in. You're going to parry, parry. Same thing on the inside. Okay. Parry, parry, strike. Parry, parry, strike. I'm doing the same thing. Outside of the other hand. Parry, back. Parry, parry, strike. Yeah, you have to take things into multi-dimensions. For example, your inward block. Right? Your inward block is actually a square, right? The sides of that square are the width of your shoulders. So when you do an inward block, you're actually going from this corner to that corner, right? Same thing, extended outward block. Same kind of thing. Going from this corner to that corner. So you have to start thinking of it. Upward parries are triangles on this position. See the triangle? So you have to think dimensionally, multi-dimensionally. Because this pattern is not in the plane of the paper. This is a ball. So your motions can go from any position, right, in any direction. So you have to start in your mind thinking as to when you do these techniques multi-dimensionally as opposed to just on a single plane. Okay? So let's do this again. Let's start with the left side. So Remember, follow the triangle. Strike. And back. Follow the triangle. And back. Follow the triangle. Back. Follow the triangle. One time on your own. Ready? And we're going to start from the left side, reach right. And back. Two. And back. Three. And four. And again, ready? Ready? One. Back. Two. Three. That's it. Back. Four. Okay. So this one's just making a circle. This is just protected so you don't get elbowed in the head. If Katie punched me and I did this, what's going to happen? I'm going to heat this. Right? So what do we need to do? So when it's coming, then I need to get this up here. When you strike on the right side, get in the floating grips right here. Left side, you want to hit right about here. That's where the swing is. Just come drop your weight into that. That'll break those ribs. So the other thing with Kenpo is you don't just haphazardly throw the punches and strikes them, right? You don't have the opportunity. So you have to know where and how to strike. The other thing with this technique, I want you, after we get the sequence, is in Kenpo, you just don't hit with your hand, right? You have to hit with your weight. So when Kate shoots that in, it becomes, pow. See that part? That would definitely bend her over. Right here. And you don't have to hit hard, you just have to hit right. Right? So don't ever hit with anger, right? You hit with confidence. Because when you hit with anger, you tighten your muscles up. When you tighten your muscles up, you lose the torque. That's right. So never hit out of anger. Right? You have to learn, this is an art, you have to learn to control your strikes, you have to learn to control yourself. That's hard to do when you're scared, but that's what you practice, that's why you spar, that's why you do these techniques, that's why you work with a partner, you get that partner to come at you at a reasonable pace when you're learning, and then you gradually pick it up. Nobody's expecting you, even up to black belt, like somebody's coming way over on you, right? You have to learn to control it, you have to look for your options, and you have to be relaxed internally and mentally. Okay? So what I want you to do is practice that sequence, okay?
Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, now stop right there.
I wasn't standing right there.
Okay. Yeah. Ready?
All right, this one is,
Same one.
they're going to break, so if you shoot it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing,
Yeah.
if you don't control this elbow, you're going to get it right here. You're going to get it, but watch it. Yeah, so what you want to do is, and the other thing that does
I think I'm too
is
far
it
away.
puts you.
My hands are
Yeah, slow, don't go fast, just do it slow. You want to do this because in this case you option, a grabbing hand is a bit. You need to grab that shirt, right? So,
You know, instead of trying to wave in your arm, so you do this and rock me, then you if you scream, you're trying to hit somebody. But the one who was doing it.
Just a way you're saying.
Well, the other thing is when you're hitting somebody with your arm.
Yeah, but you were messing up. My arm swung, your arm boxes.
And you see these guys trying to knock somebody out. You gotta go out. That's good.
You need to step in. You're managing.
But if they step in and hit them with the body, which is usually how you do the first.
So this is coming here, this is coming down to the.
That's not their arm.
Yeah, you go to the inside.
Your arm is just a vehicle to deliver weight.
So here, coming up.
It's usually what happens when they step in, they're popping, their whole body is going.
Go for your arm.
Ooh, they get excited, they start trying to knock you out.
Touching my belt.
You guys are careful though.
So the way to think of the
Oh,
fairway
it's
is
with their body again.
this is a block, right? So I'm thinking, a serious guy, it's punch it. What I want to do is just, whoop. See, I'm just going to hold, I'm just holding direct. That's why this turn, you're going to
Because you're about here.
So I'm just pushing it here. Push the block.
It's really like super time.
So we're, what I'm doing basically is.
Oh, wait, it's not. Yeah, you have to go to the other one.
You like really like right that edge. You're just like.
I think we're getting too long. Yeah. I'm just trying to move faster. Like, you don't have to punch faster, I'm trying to move faster.
Oh, you want, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the way you're doing this, you're
We're
really
getting out.
drop it. And you wait for
That's what, see, this is the last.
You didn't very well.
That's it, right here. Yeah, there you go. So
See, so
this
this was here, and bang!
What's in
Drop
bird,
all
that's it.
this. If you
First
step,
couple times you hit,
first couple times you hit,
coming through.
Right here, like, strike yourself. I mean, there's really, you can really go for the
Energy.
rebounding type thing.
Yeah.
Here.
you need to do it.
Yeah.
Put on!
Look, when you hit it,
Okay, that was okay. I didn't ready myself.
you don't
That
have
was I
to,
ready myself.
you don't have to hit
I said you must use the looks.
anymore.
I think it's on the inside.
Good, I'll wait.
Okay.
If you can hit,
One,
I weigh 180 pounds. If I punch,
what's the,
I
make
hit
it fast
with my
with my
muscle.
hand.
If I hit with 180 pounds. Would you rather have one hand on my whip, or would you rather have right? So it's the same thing here. So we have punch comes. All I'm doing is
I knew you were gonna try.
I'm not hitting hard.
I'm bad. Where's on the inside? Okay, on the outside.
Yes, different angles.
So that's what I'm saying.
You arrange for Kenpo?
No, and if you time it with your coming in, that's your forward force. So if I did, you
You don't want to be like.
I'm going forward.
Yeah, much better.
Forward is like two cars collide. Right, so you don't have to, you don't have to keep this tight, and it's when you clench it, you only tighten it to clench it. Because otherwise you're gonna do this. You don't want to do that. You want that explosion. And I'm driving right through that. And I'm only passing right through.
Now, what do you,
That will
what do you
see.
mean? Catch it on the.
I like right there. Yeah.
Do it on both sides.
Here, here.
There you go.
You sure do.
That
Okay, what you're doing is this. He's punching, and instead of moving his arm on the,
Oh, I'm moving myself
you're
around.
doing this. Here's your triangle, and you're moving that. So now you're off balance.
I'll just walk him over.
So when that comes in, like this.
Okay, so I can,
That's it.
so the time coming in, I'm moving
Next one.
Next.
Inside.
Wow. Her sister's.
That one got hit me harder than that.